In the workshop, craftsmen heat the Grammy to 340 degrees Celsius, then pour it into a bronze mould for the base of the trophy. They immediately pour out the excess molten metal. This way what remains in the mould quickly solidifies in the thin layer against the walls of the cavity, creating a hollow casting which reduces the weight of the trophy. They also cast the gramophone's cabinet and tone arm in Grammy, grinding each cast component with a belt sander to remove mould seams and excess metal, and to smooth out the surface. They then hand file the areas the belt can't reach. Finally, they polish the metal with an abrasive compound on a buffing wheel. They make sure there are no surface imperfections whatsoever. Next, the gramophone's iconic horn. Using a metal shear, they cut a disc of a malleable type of bronze and then mount it on a lathe. As the lathe spins, they use a series of tools to press the disc against a horn-shaped mandrel. The flat disc transforms into a horn. Then they spin the horn on a different lathe, pressing an abrasive cloth against the surface to remove the tool marks. It's then time to connect the tone arm to the cabinet. They brush on some flux, a chemical that makes the stationary solder flow into the tiny gap in between the components. They bolt the tone arm to the cabinet and then solder. This part of the trophy is then suspended on a wire hanger and submerged in a degreasing solution for a few minutes before being dunked in water. This cleans the surface, which must be pristine in order for plating to adhere. Gold doesn't adhere to zinc, so they first plate it with copper. They run a positive electric charge through the trophy and a negative one through a piece of copper, also suspended in the plating tank. This process dissolves the copper, then draws the particles through the water and onto the trophy. They repeat the electroplating process in a different tank, this time with nickel. Nickel creates a sufficiently hard base to support the gold plating that comes next. Nickel also makes gold appear brighter. After another rinse, it goes into another tank for the final plating, with 24-karat gold. To prepare the trophy's base for painting, they smooth the surface with the belt sander, then fine sand it by hand. They spray on an epoxy primer, let it dry for a day, then wet sand it with fine sandpaper and repeat those steps with a black primer. Then they paint the base with high-gloss chip-resistant black paint. Once that dries, they can finish assembling the trophy. They bolt the gold-plated cabinet and tone arm, which they've since polished, to the base. Then they take the gold-plated polished horn and screw it into the tone arm. After 15 hours of craftsmanship, the Grammy is ready to be awarded. But that doesn't actually happen at the awards show. The Grammys that are handed out on stage are actually props that are reused year after year. The winners receive their personal trophy a few weeks after the show, engraved with their name and musical category. Still, better late than never, as we always say. Actually, I'm still waiting for mine. It's not arrived yet.